Okay, this is my first time doing these sort of notes with you guys. These notes are on new imperialism, and for us to understand World War I, we've got to understand new imperialism because imperialism is definitely a cause of World War I. And so what we're going to do is talk about the causes of imperialism. And there's four major causes. Here they are. And underneath those causes are um, some information that we need to know. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go in clockwise fashion, kind of like this way, and talk about each one. So the first set of notes that you need to know is you have an economic cause. And during this time period, all these European powers and the United States and countries like Japan, okay, need raw materials, okay, to continue their industrial revolution. And the raw materials that they had in their country, they're running out of, or they don't have, and they need them from other places, and so they're looking for raw materials: cotton, iron, coal, steel, wheat, grains of some sort, gems, gold, silver, and so on. All right, so that's number one. They also have a desire to expand their markets, so they're making a whole bunch of items, and they want to sell it to a lot of different people to make more money. And that goes to the other one: desire to invest profits. So they want to make a lot of money, so they figure they can dump a lot of their products onto other places around the world, like in Africa or India or Latin America or Southeast Asia. Okay, make lots of money out of it. They also have a growing population in all these European countries. So they need places to send them. And so people are willing to leave their countries and settle in other places. The English are willing to settle in India or Australia or South Africa, as an example. And then finally, you have economies strengthened by industrial revolution. Overall, you've got these countries that feel that they are better, more powerful economically to the rest of the world, and of course, they're going to use that leverage, okay, to expand. So that's cause number one. Cause number two, okay, as they're looking at all these economic areas of interest, they also want to control them politically and militarily. All right, so they're setting up bases with merchants, and then these merchants are complaining that they don't have any protection from their country, and so they're sending a naval fleet, okay, ships to protect their citizens. And they're looking at this as national security issues. They're looking at this as a prestige of global empire that they're starting to create, and they're looking at it as nationalism, pride in one's country, which has been a vocabulary word before. And so they're establishing these big, huge global empires all over the world. And of course, the way that they're going to control them or dominate them is through military might. And so they usually have a strong centralized government to do this. And so by controlling all these markets, and the excuse is our people are there, we need to support our people. If our people get injured or there's something happens, we need to obviously go in there with the military force and protect them in some way. All right, so there's cause number two. Cause number three is you have technological causes. So when these countries, these European countries mostly again, and the United States and another country like Japan go in, they have better medicine, better weapons. They're able to use their industrial power to build these weapons, to build better ways of traveling, and so on. And so they're just better overall equipped to handle the natives that live in these countries. I mean, you've got Europeans with machine guns battling Africans in Africa with steel spears and shields. Okay, you've got Europeans going in and they're dying of diseases, and then through medical technology, they're able to find cures for these diseases, and of course, their people are living and thriving in these areas. So, and they want to impress upon the people that they're going to take over that they do have these, and so obviously they must be better than they are. And then finally, social causes. Okay, during this time period, you have a group of people that want to spread Christianity. Christianity, of course, formed in Europe. And so they figure, well, because Christianity formed in Europe and because we've gone through this industrial revolution and because we are a more quote unquote civilized nation, that obviously God favors us than other people, and we need to go and save people's souls and bring them into Western civilization and a civilized society and a civilized world. Then there's other people that believe in what's called social Darwinism. They believe that, you know what, we're going to go in there and we're going to try to help these people out, and it's survival of the fittest, and if some of them are going to survive and some of them are going to perish. And that's, the people that obviously survive want to learn Western ideas and Western culture and have Western thought and maybe be Christianized. And the ones that don't want to be saved obviously are going to hold on to their old ways and, of course, just die off. And then, of course, there's this self-confidence of the Europeans that we are better than everybody else, and we're going to show the world that we are. And it's racism, of course, but that's the way these people felt at the time. And to a certain degree, these people thought that they were doing good. Okay, I don't want to make it sound like these people think that they were completely evil, because a lot of them thought that they were doing the best thing for the rest of the world. Okay, but the reality is looking back on it, it's a very racist, Eurocentric perspective. Okay, so when you take all these together, okay, all of these form what's new imperialism. So these are all the causes that you need on your test to understand imperialism.